Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell, we are not in my home theater right now. We are currently in my living area / dining area. I wanted to do a video showing you guys my other hobby, which is somewhat related to a home theater. This is my 2-channel, for now, vinyl playback system, but eventually I'd also like to incorporate a digital playback unit into this, but for now this serves as just strictly vinyl. I'm really into vinyl records. They sound really good and really warm and detailed, as some of you may know who are also into this. And it's just a fun thing. There's nothing quite like just sitting down or cooking dinner while listening to vinyl, and just the tactile feel of picking an album and pulling the album out and then placing it on the platter and then just dropping the needle. It's really satisfying. Often my girlfriend and I like to cook dinner and just put some usually Frank Sinatra or some jazz on while cooking. But of course we listen to everything. We have really similar tastes, so we just love to sit down and listen to music. So ideally, I would love to have this system in a pretty decent size rectangular room, similar to what I have the theater in, but I just don't have the space in this house for that. This is not my forever home, but in the forever home, I'm definitely going to make a dedicated room for this type of 2-channel hi-fi playback for my vinyl and for all my digital stuff as well. And I would love to have multiple sets of speakers in there so I can switch between different speakers depending on what I'm listening to. But for now, this is more than adequate, and I'm really satisfied with this setup and the way it sounds in this room, despite it being both part of the living area and the kitchen, and having 12-foot I think or higher vaulted ceilings. It's a pretty live room, but it sounds pretty decent. I had to put some carpets in here to soak up some of the sound, but it actually sounds pretty decent. I'm not disappointed with the sound of these speakers in this room. So I'll quickly go through the equipment here. Some of you who are very familiar with my channel and have been here since the beginning may recognize these KEF IQ90s. These are floor standing. Technically, some people may call these full range, but they're definitely not. These woofers are, I think, 6 inches, maybe 6.5. So with these being 6 or 6.5 inch woofers, 2 on each, of course, you definitely would want to run these with a subwoofer, maybe even 2, depending on what size you use. Maybe 2 12s or one solid 15 inch or an 18. They don't quite go as low as I would like and as loud as I would like, but that's something I'll be upgrading to in the future. I would love to upgrade my subwoofer in the theater to 2 15 inches. That is the plan eventually. So maybe I'll bring the rail up here at some point and add it to this system. But I make do with what I have right now. I just bump up the bass response on this unit, which I'm about to show you. But if you're familiar with KEF speakers at all, you'll know that they are famous for using the UniQ driver, which is the tweeter placed dead center in the mid-range driver. And then so you have your 2 low frequency drivers right here. All right, moving on to first the turntable. It is a Project Carbon Debut 2, I believe. Nothing too fancy, just your run-of-the-mill, I believe $500 turntable. At least that's what it went for when I bought this 3 or 4 years ago. I'm pretty happy with the sound. Eventually I would like to upgrade this as well, but for now it suits all my needs, and it looks the part, and I'm quite satisfied with the sound. This doesn't really want to autofocus. And then over here, this unit's not even being used right now because the receiver I have has a phono input, but when I was running this system with my Marantz system downstairs. It didn't have a phono amplifier section in it, so I was using this Parasound Z Phono preamp, which sounds amazing, but I just have it up here just for aesthetics. And I picked up this light at a vintage store. I really liked the way it looked, and I always wanted to have some light directly above here so I could see what I was playing, and just being able to drop the needle on it, also do some cleaning. It just kind of fits the aesthetic I was going for. Right here, you also possibly noticed this from my previous videos. It is a Skyline wood diffuser that I made about 2 years back. This used to be in my office, and now it's up here, which not only serves as a piece of art, but it actually scatters frequencies in random directions. And then the pride and joy of the system, at least recently, because it is a somewhat newer purchase, is the Pioneer SX 780 stereo receiver. And this is one of my favorite units. I've become obsessed with vintage amplifiers, especially the ones from the 70s during the famous stereo wars. I'll probably make another video about that if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing, and if you guys end up liking this and wanting more of this type of content. But these ones are a product of the stereo wars that was fought basically between all the major manufacturers during the mid to late 70s before everything went digital in the 80s. This has the very, very nice tactile aluminum buttons, and then it just has that nice warm glow when you turn that on. And then of course the thing that I love about the 80 series models as opposed to the 50 series models of the Pioneer SX series was that it has the dual channel VU meters, and there's just something very fun and satisfying about watching those needles bounce while you're playing music. And it has a headphone section in it, AV speakers, and there's your bass adjustment, your treble, low pass filter, FM muting, your input selector, stereo or mono, which I always leave at stereo, and then your tape, which I don't need to use, your balance control, your volume knob or attenuator, and then loudness, which I've never actually played with, but maybe I'll experiment with that and see how it changes the sound. And then this is the just big clunky FM tuning dial right there, which is extremely smooth. Don't really listen to much radio, but it's very smooth the way this just floats back and forth, side to side. And when I do pick up channels, it comes in crystal clear. There's something about these mid 70s models that are just so special. I hope to collect the entire Pioneer SX 80 series someday. I would love to get the Hi-Fi Holy Grail. That would be the Pioneer SX 1980, but they're going for absurd prices right now, so I can't justify buying one of those, but maybe one day. So I picked this up, believe it or not, for $300 at a local yearly record and vintage sale that my city does, and they just happen to have one of these, and I went right for the equipment when I got in there, and I snagged this up because $300 is a pretty good deal considering these can go for as high as about $700 or $800, and it was in phenomenal condition. I just took it apart and cleaned it up, and it looks almost brand new. The only thing that is not so fun about it is the vinyl wrap on these Pioneer units is just notoriously thin. So this is flaking off pretty easily. I can just peel this off. Eventually, when things settle down, I am going to build a whole new chassis for this out of wood instead of using this one that's wrapped in vinyl. It's even thinner than paper. It's just something that the Pioneer units in particular were known for, using cheap wrap. But aside from that, you really can't tell. Everything else on it is extremely nice and in very, very good condition. So, and then I guess, I briefly mentioned the records. I never really counted them. I'm still categorizing them and cataloging them all on the Discogs app. But if I had to guess, I think I have maybe 400 records, maybe a little bit more. Of course, I'm always going to vinyl stores, always going to record stores maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes it depends on the week, but I'm always just looking for new music and picking up the newer bands that I like, and then looking for the originals of the bands I like from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So yeah, that just about does it. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please leave a thumbs up, and please leave me a comment on what you guys think of the system, if you like this type of content and you want more of it. And if you are also into 2-channel music setups, or vinyl or anything else, leave me a comment. I would love to see what you guys are into as well, aside from home theater. So yeah, if you guys like this, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 5,000 subscribers, and I would love you guys to help me get there. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, happy listening.